Welcome to the Andy Ruther Show. Here is your host, Andy Ruther.
Welcome to the Andy Ruther Show. That is me, Andy Ruther. Another late one. I keep saying I'm not going to do this, but I keep doing it. Another late Thursday night pod. But yeah, as long as it gets done is my thing. It's like, just get it done. I got a lot going on. The kiddos kind of suck ass right now. I'll get to that later in the show. But yeah, another late one. Feeling good. Just crushed a burrito from Chipotle. You know, I've talked a lot about Chipotle the last few months. It's kind of, it's just the go-to. It's close by us. You get those rewards points. Love some of them rewards points. I wasn't even planning on going. We hadn't eaten. Brittany and I hadn't eaten. And I was like, I don't really want to go to Chipotle, but I got to go to the grocery store right by it, I put up the old Chipotle rewards app. Like, oh, I got a free entree. This is where they get you. Oh, I know all about it. This is marketing 101. I was like, oh, I got a free entree. And it says it expires in 3 days. I'm going to go up, get myself a free burrito. So, of course, Brittany is going to get a little bowl. I've never bought a bowl ever. Not once. Not a single time. I don't think I've ever bought a burrito bowl ever. Definitely not from Chipotle. Are you really saving that much in calories? Are you really saving that much by not getting it? A couple hundred, 300 maybe in the wrap. Just get the burrito. She gets the bowl every time. I don't get it. Just get the goddamn burrito. But anyway, well, I went up there and got that after hitting Kroger. It sucks when you go later though. This Chipotle is open until 11. They're always out of stuff. I said to the guy, when do I got to get up here? You're out of veggies. You're out of guac. He said, you got to come up here at about before. I said, before 7? That's not, buddy. You know why I'm here late all the time? I got 2 little shit kids who won't go to bed. I got a little baby and I got a little toddler who's turned into just an asshole, to put it bluntly. But yeah, that's why I'm up here late. But I'm feeling good. I got a little barbacoa tonight. I mixed it up. A little barbacoa. Pretty good. We can all sleep good. I know Cracker Barrel has gone back. They have reverted to the old logo. We can all sleep good, guys. The Cracker Barrel logo gate is over. The backlash, the stock value, they lost everything. They went back. And like I said last week when I went over this, the truth is the original logo, and it's not even the original, but the one they've had since I believe like 78 or 79, wasn't that good anyway. Now, it's not as bad and bland as the new one. It's not that good. And also, like I said last week, I will reiterate, who is going to Cracker Barrel that is under 120 years old? Who are you? If you're not on a road trip or traveling or you need somewhere to stop, you're in the middle of nowhere in the country, that's why you go. That's why you go to Cracker Barrel. But they spend all this money, and that nitwit CEO who just, you look at her and you go, this woman, don't you want like your CEO to embody? I don't know. I guess a lot of these people don't embody the brand, but I don't think Cracker Barrel when I see that woman at all. And they paid all that money for those agencies. All that money. And they just go back to the old dude in the barrel, the old cracker. The old cracker in the barrel. I think he has a name. I don't really care. Well, it's like I say, this is how good we have it in the country. I know some people would want to argue with me and they say, no, it's really rough times, Andy. I know, and I know you guys would make it political. You'd want to argue with me. You'd want to argue with me, and I would counter that and say, if we have the time to argue about Cracker Barrel logos, we have it pretty good. That's my counter. Now, not if you're a Mexican dude picking strawberries. Probably don't have it pretty good right now. You get my point, though. I laugh. I always say we have it good that we have the time to argue about stupid shit. Debating, getting angry, getting triggered, having an opinion on a logo of Cracker Barrel means we have it good. Go to a third world country. They're not arguing over the logo of the local taco shop. No. They're just trying to survive. They're just trying to live. So perspective is important. We have it pretty good. That's all I'm saying. And that's what I try to keep in mind when these things happen. Doesn't mean you can't have an opinion. Obviously, I do. I've said it. I just think we have it pretty good. That's all. That's all. We have it so good that we can argue with strangers on the internet about logos from a restaurant. We can argue about politicians. We can argue about CEOs with strangers. We're not in coal mines. You know, I'm just saying we got it pretty good, guys. Just remember that. I'm sitting in the basement of my house. Like not everybody, not everybody, but we have it pretty good. A lot of people, most of us. Statistically speaking, the world, the country, it's never been better. Now, don't get me wrong. Obviously, I've talked about it on this show. Good luck buying a house if you're a young kid. Good luck buying things. You're kind of screwed. But grand picture. That's all I'm saying. I like to compare the past. You know who doesn't have it good this week? Oh, Will Smith. Oh, little Will Smith. You're getting a little jiggy with it with a little AI, huh? Trying to pull a fast one on us, Mr. Fresh Prince. Trying to pull a fast one on us. You guys see this? Did you guys see this? I can't get enough of this. Will Smith posted this video on his YouTube of like a concert, but he's using AI images in it. He thought nobody would notice. Will Smith is being accused of posting a video that features AI-generated shots of fans cheering in the crowd during his tour. Oh, wait. If you guys haven't seen this, this is absolutely amazing. I can't get enough of this. I've been cracking up. I've watched this thing a bunch. I got still shots for you. We'll go through the video. If you're listening on audio, I highly recommend at some point watching this. Will Smith, who's been pretty cringe lately, has there been a bigger fall of a celebrity of the magnitude of Will Smith? You can't get any bigger than Will Smith. Massive star, right? Just an icon for someone like me who grew up with Fresh Prince, and then you went to the Bad Boys films, and then all the other great actors. He's a great actor. He's a great actor. Been in a lot of great movies. And then he slapped Chris Rock, and then just the wheels came off. In just the most bizarre thing that at the time I thought was staged. I was wrong. I'll take an L on that. I thought it was staged because the Academy Awards ratings had been so bad. The Oscar ratings had been so bad. I thought it was staged at the time. I was like, this really happened? And the wheels have just fallen off on his career. He's doing all these weird pop-up concerts. Also, who is going to a Will Smith concert? Legitimate question. He was always corny as a rapper. He was always corny. When I was in high school, they had Getting Jiggy With It and Welcome to Miami and some of those songs. But you never got down to those when I was in high school. Right? You never made you want to like finger some chick or whatever you were doing in high school. You just didn't want to, it didn't have the appeal of some of the other rap because it's clean. It's just that catchy pop. never did anything for me or my friends. Like, we used to always joke about it. You never requested a Will Smith song at your local high school dance. But he was also a legend, man. He was cool. Even though his music was kind of corny, Fresh Prince was just such a great show. I loved it. I think it was only on like 5 or 6 seasons. It was a great show. It was funny. He was so charismatic in it. And obviously that was his launching pad for his career. Great show. Great cast. I'd argue Fresh Prince is a very underrated show. Completely underrated. Like, if I put on Fresh Prince now, I'd still laugh. Even though they traded Aunt Viv and just acted like we weren't going to notice. They didn't look like each other. That's one of the wild ones. They got a completely different woman, different body build, different skin tone. We're just like, yeah, really? Can we at least get some similarity here with Aunt Viv? It's a shame they didn't have AI back then. So I guess Will Smith posts this, he posts this concert from his tour. Let's pull it up. And it's
Out of ring.
Hold on. God damn it. I do this every time. Let me get my intro off here. Okay. All right. Let's pull this up. Here we go. This is from his tour, and I believe he posted this on his YouTube. We're gonna do like a film review on this one, guys. This is pretty funny. So again, this is Will Smith on tour. I don't know where he is, and who even really knows, because it's all fake.
Runs out of ring. Hold on. Don't you give up.
Okay, this is the first one. I don't know if this is real or fake. The kid, little boy's holding up a sign. Little kid. First of all, you don't see that many days. You don't see this much. You got a little. I believe it's a white kid in a Raiders hat. You don't see that much. I don't think I've ever seen that. A white kid in a Raiders hat. Now, if you're a Mexican kid, you like have to own a Raiders hat at some point in your life. Little white kid in a Raiders hat. This is definitely AI. Do you really think there's a white kid out there who's ever worn a Raiders hat? I don't. His sign that he's holding up at the concert says, "Now this is a story all about how you changed my son's life. Can he come on stage, please?" You can see in the background, that's definitely AI, and we'll get to that.
No.
Okay. We're starting to get some, like, people doesn't look too normal. Look at some of these faces in the crowd. Everybody who's bringing signs. This is where you're setting off red flags. You're setting off red flags, Will. Your team, whoever put this together. Take us back to Bel Air. I don't know. I just don't think people are bringing signs to a Will Smith concert. I don't think he invokes that.
I know you can face it. I know you can make it. Yeah.
Okay. This is the one. This is the one that everybody's loving. This is the one. They have a dude holding up a sign at Will Smith's concert that says, "You can make it. Help me survive cancer. Thanks, Will." This guy doesn't look real at all. This is if you guys mess, and we all know I mess with ChatGPT all the time. This is a total ChatGPT invention right here. This guy was totally created, ChatGPT. Look at this. I mean, look at this guy. Like, are we really doing this? Look at this guy. What is happening here? The minute I saw that, I said, this is fake. Nobody is bringing a sign to a Will Smith concert. A very small sign at that. "You can make it. Help me survive cancer. Thanks, Will." A Will Smith song helped you survive cancer? Those are words that had never been uttered in the history of the English language. All right, let's continue.
You gotta believe.
Bryson
Believe
Gamble.
in yourself.
Bryson
You
Gamble.
can do it.
Take it home.
You can do it.
Okay, this is one that everybody's talking about. And I can go through this more. This is where we got all these faces that are fake in the crowd. We got another sign. All the signs seem fake to me. From West Philadelphia to West Swiggy? Swiggy? We love you, Will? Let's I think I have a still image of this. Yeah. Look at this. Look at this. From West Philly to West Swiggy. Look how fake everyone. It's like a Where's Waldo? You know what I love? They just thought nobody would notice. How many times am I going to say it on this show, guys? People are not stupid. I mean, we are. A lot of us are. But we're going to notice. It's what I always say about like them trying to pull one over us, especially politicians. Like they literally, I always think of Biden. It's like they wheeled this dude out. Weekend at Bernie's every single week and said he was mentally sharp as a tack, and you're just like, look, dude, this isn't even political to me. This is neither Republican, Democrat. Like, I don't even care about that stuff. I have eyes. If I saw Joe Biden, someone like him shopping at the local Kroger, I'd say this guy has no fucking clue what he's doing. Right? Like it's common sense. Like you can't lie to me. That's what's happening again here. Look at this. This is just completely AI generated. And they just thought nobody was going to notice. They just thought, oh, nobody's going to notice. We're just putting out fake people. And again, nobody, dude, they're acting like they're trying to turn this into like something where people get, think of a big artist. I don't know. Let's just say Taylor Swift is an easy one. Like these Swifties, these women, they lose their mind over it. They shed tears. She invokes. I don't get it personally. Whatever. But it's like this week. Brittany said some of her friends, I believe friends or somebody. I believe she said some of them were crying over the engagement, which blew my mind. But I don't want to get into that. My point is that she invokes something with these people, the Swifties, her fans. It invokes something. It strikes emotion. Will Smith ain't doing that. Sorry. Mr. Getting jiggy with it. They're not holding up cancer signs for him. They're not crying. I mean, this is all fake. This is all fake. Let's
Yes, you can. Yeah.
Oh, this is one too that everybody's talking about. Like all the signs are fake. The sign she's holding up, it says, "Too bad weather people at Paleo. Tonight will be a storm." Now, look, I don't know if she's trying to speak Portuguese. I don't know what the language this is. It's like, what are they doing here? Are they trying to say she just speaks broken English in her sign? But again, it all looks fake.
I know you can make it through the dark night of soul. I know you can make whatever it is.
What the hell are you doing, man? Let's go through some of these. All right, we already went through the cancer guy. Okay. I mean, look at this. So this is a screen grab from the video. I mean, these aren't real faces. You know what their faces look like? And here's a deep dive reference. I don't know if any of you guys are going to get it. Ghostbusters 2. What was his name? Vigo? Was his name Vigo, the villain in Ghostbusters 2? Remember at the end when his face starts to like almost melt and it deformed, like, I don't even know what you want to call it. That's what these faces look like. Where everybody's singing outside and the love of the New Yorkers basically makes him Does he explode? Does he implode? I forget what happens. But like his face starts to malfunction. And again, that's probably just a terrible reference. Ghostbusters too. But whatever. If you know, you know. If you don't, sorry. That's what these faces look like. They just thought nobody was going to hit pause. What else we got here? Oh yeah, there's the sign from West Philly to West Swiggy. Just making up cities. More people. More just the I mean, these people look like I don't even know what they are. They look like aliens. They look like ghosts. And then here's one. Somebody caught this. I saw in the thread on Twitter. The guy's holding up a phone that looks like a toy phone. I mean, what is this? This isn't a real phone. And you see in the background all the faces, all the AI generated faces that look like goblins. Again, it's amazing that like people in Will Smith's camp posted this and we're like, yeah, nobody's going to notice. Because AI is great now. This is not great. This is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. What a fall though. That's what I'm saying. What a fall. You were one of the highest paid. I believe he was in that top percent. It was like Will Smith, Jim Carrey, I forget who else. At one point, it was the actors who got $20 million a film. This was probably, I don't know, in the 2000s, early 2000s. The actors and actresses, I don't know if any actresses did, but who got $20 million a film. It was such a big deal. And that was a very small list. And Will Smith is one of them. Now he's got to make up crowds. You gotta just make this up. I mean, I don't know if it was before this all started to go south, right? With him and I had never followed it quickly or closely. I mean, him and Jada Pinkett, and she cheat on him, right? Something like that. They basically have an open relationship. Is that known? Is that known that they have an open relationship? He, from what I've been told, he goes both ways. Not that it matters. I don't really care. But I think that was like part of the relationship is my point. I don't know if she goes both ways too. My friend, she worked an event for one of his movies. Dude, she told me this like 15 years ago. She's pretty hot. I used to work with her at Hotel Oceana in Santa Monica. Very good looking New York, ethnic New York girl. I remember her telling me, this is again probably like 2010. She was talking about she had to work an event for Legend of Bagger Vance. And she's like, it was mean. It was like some smoking hot Puerto Rican chick. And she's like, Will Smith showed up to the event and they were all dressed in that like those baggy pants that you would wear. Like in the movie. Like they were like it's almost like they came from set. And they were wearing like the ones Payne Stewart used to always wear when he golfed on the PGA. And she said they were all, she goes, it was weird because they were basically dressed like they would dress on the movie. And she said it was Will and like all gay dudes. And she said he had no interest in us. None. And I don't remember at the time who he's dating, but she's like, I'm pretty good looking. I'm with some smoking hot Puerto Rican chick too. It's like you got two ethnic girls, exotic looking girls, ready to party with the star. She's like, he wanted no part of us. He was just hanging with the boys. It was Will Smith and Gay Greg. Will Smith and Gay Greg rolling in with their baggy golf pants. But again, like she told me that 15 years ago, and then there's just been more and more stories. It's like, I think that's kind of the MO on him and Jada Pinkett is just like, they're swingers. open relationship. Like they're banging whoever. Which I guess has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. Just sharing. Just sharing. Again, it's such a sad fall from grace that we're doing AI generated stuff. And you're going to see more and more of this. And the technology's only going to get better. You'll definitely see this with politicians. You'll definitely see it showing off their rallies, showing off people who, like this Will Smith video, are just so emotional over the speeches they're given. You'll see comedians doing this. Comedian destroys AI heckler. You'll see comics. You'll see comics posting their crowd work of an AI generated made up heckler. That's the next wave of TikTok videos. That's the next wave of comedians trying to do things like that. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Will, come on. Talk to your team. Handle it. Guys, what am I going to do with my 2.5-year-old? What am I going to do? What am I going to do with her? She sucks right now. She's sweet. She's still like, she's got that side too, right? She's sweet. She's loving. Excuse me. She's a cute little doting 2.5-year-old. But God, I'm not going to mince my words. I'm just going to say it. She can be a total cunt sometimes, I'm not going to be one of these parents that, oh, it's all lovey-dovey. No. Her worst behavior has basically occurred in the last few weeks. And I think it's jealousy. I think it's jealousy from her 7-month-old sister. I think because Molly's starting to move around more, so we're playing more with Molly. And I think that's what it is. We're finally getting some like serious jealousy. But oh my God, everything is so dramatic and kicking and screaming and crying. And I want to watch Paw Patrol. Danny Paw Patrol. I'm just like, shut the fuck up. That's what I want to say to her. That's what I want to say. I probably yell too much. But I don't know. How do you connect with them when they don't listen? How do you connect with them? How do you connect when they don't listen? Right? Like, you got to yell. I don't know. I'm just not just going to be calm and cool. Like, dude, if you're being a total brat or if you're physically trying to hurt me, I know you're 2.5, but like when you swing at me and hit me, like, dude, I'm going to get on you. I'm going to get on you. You might get spanked. Like, I know a lot of parents are against that. My thing is, you got to nip it. You got to nip that shit early. And I know kids are being kids, and there's a reason it's the terrible twos. I know all that stuff. But, like, you can't be a total bitch to me all the time. Like, sorry. It can't be a drag out fight every morning when I'm trying to get you to get in the car to go to daycare. Brittany saw that. You see when you log into daycare. And she's always like, what do you guys do? Why does it always take so long from when I leave for work to when you guys clock in, basically? Clock the girls into daycare. She's like, why does it take so long? Brittany was off the first 3 days this week. Now she sees it. It's hilarious. I'm like, you see how hard it is to get Isla out? Everything is so dramatic. And she's just, kids are smart. It's like, how can I procrastinate? Oh, I'll take forever to take off my pajama pants, my pajama shirt, even just to like get changed in the morning. Everything just takes forever. Oh no, I have to do it. I have to do it, Miss Independent. And it's just such a big deal to do any little thing. She threw a fit when I took her. So she just moved into a new room, right? She threw a fit the other day and just went psycho on the ground. And just like in front of everybody in her room and just laid there on the gross ass floor. I was like, nah, that's cool. You gonna be that kid now? She got mad. She likes to climb in the car. Okay. So she likes to like climb in the seat and then climb to the back. And today I was already running late. I said, you're not doing that. I always bring a little snack in a juice box, right? A little Honest Kids juice box, and a little snack, whether it's like goldfish or like a fiber bar or some crap like that. And today she wanted to climb into my backseat of my car. And I was like, no, you're not. And she started to climb up, and I just grabbed her and put her on the ground. And she like flails. It's like she's like this, she's like a terrible actress in a B movie. She flailed her arms and she fell. She fell right into Molly, who's in her car seat on the ground because I hadn't loaded her in the car yet. And she's very lucky that the thing that would cover her from the sun was up, that she didn't fall on top of her. But she literally flipped the car seat onto the side. And the truth is, if Molly was not buckled in, and obviously she would always be buckled in because I'm about to put her in the car, she would have fallen on the concrete. Like, it would have been very bad for a baby. That's all just because I said, you can't do it. So she just flailed. And then she just laid on the hard driveway. Not driveway, but like, the parking lot, basically, where you pull around to pick up the kids at daycare. She just laid there crying. She was like hyperventilating. I want mommy. I want mommy. I want mommy. I'm literally just sitting there like, are we doing this? Like, are we really doing this? And then like 2 minutes later, she's in her car seat on the way home. Daddy, this apple juice is yummy. I'm like, dude, you were on your deathbed 2 minutes ago. 2 minutes ago, I thought I was going to have to hook you up to a ventilator at the hospital. 2 minutes ago, you couldn't breathe because you fell on top of another kid. You fell on top of your little sister, your baby sister, and somehow you were the one freaking out. She knew she messed up, though. She said a million times on the way home, "I love you, Molly. I love you, Molly." And I was like, you wouldn't be a good poker player. You're showing your hand, man. I said, Isla, if you're upset that you fell on her, just tell her you're sorry. That's all you gotta do is just tell her you're sorry. You're saying you love her because you feel bad because you shouldn't have fallen on her because you were being a psychopath. Again, this is all just new for me, right? She's our first kid. She's the oldest. It's like, I don't know what to do. I don't want to be the pushover parent. Well, like we aren't, which is here's the good thing. We align pretty well. There I am using a douchebag corporate word, but we align pretty well, Brittany and I, on disciplining, on handling it, on just all that stuff. You're not going to be a brat. You're just not. Now, whether my discipline works, I don't know. That's to be determined. But I'm just not going to let you be a 2-year-old bitch. Sorry. Not playing that game. Because I firmly believe if you let that happen early, kid walks all over you the whole life. Again, she has her moments where she's great. She's sweet. She's adorable. But like I said, man, a lot of cunty moments though too. A lot. Like just insanity. It really is. I always call her a drunken sorority girl. And that's what I say. I was like, it's a drunken sorority girl. 1 minute they love you. 1 minute they want to fight you. 1 minute they hate you. 1 minute they're crying. Next minute they're hungry. It's like all the emotions of a drunken sorority girl on a night out. It's basically what a 2-year-old is. 2.5-year-old is. It's pure insanity. So I can't wait to get out of this phase, guys. Again, this is where I'm like, Mom, I miss I miss you, Mom. I miss my mother. Like, I need her here for that advice. I can talk to Brittany's mom, which is fine, but it's not the same. It's not the same as your own mom. Dude, my mom, she came to me. I know it's boring to talk about dreams, but I'm going to do it real quick. She came to me in a dream. I've basically been asking my mom to come to me in a dream for a long time now. She used to, like, after she died, like, early on, it always made me feel better. And they were like meaningful, powerful moments where my mom would come to me in my dreams. And I'd always write it down. I always felt better. So I've been saying for like the last year or two, I don't even know how long, like, Mom, just come to me in my dream. Just come talk to me. Because I believe in that shit. Like, just do something. Let's catch up. You know how my mom came to me in my dream? This is how she came to me in my dream. To nag me, to lecture me. And I woke up and I was like, what the fuck? She came to me in my dream and she accused me of drinking and driving. And was like on my ass like I was in high school. And I said, Mom, I don't drink anymore. You know that. I haven't drank since 2014. And I was like, okay, I smoked a little weed though, and I drove. And then she still yelled at me, which by the way is something I wouldn't do now with kids. But I was like, then she yelled at me in my dream, like, you shouldn't be smoking. You can't smoke weed and then drive. And that's like all I remember. And I woke up and I was like, really? This is how you visit me, Mom? This is how you come back to say hi? To nag me? Which I don't even know why that was about, because I I couldn't even tell you last time I touched any marijuana, truthfully. Been probably months. And I haven't touched booze in 11 years. So I'm like, why is my mom coming into my dream to nag me about this stuff? It's bizarre, man. I almost feel cheated. I'm like, that's a visit? You only get so many of these. That's a visit? You come and scold me like I'm back in high school being an idiot? Why can't you come in my dream and be like, yay? Hey, Andy, this is how you discipline a 2.5-year-old. This is what you do with the toddler. This is what I did with you and your 4 brothers. Why can't you come in my dream and say that? Why can't you come and be like, yeah, me and Dad are just chilling up here. Chilling in heaven, chilling wherever we are, wherever they are. Come in with some stories. Come in with some fun stuff. You come in to nag me? To quote Ocho Cinco, child, please. Okay. I'm going to wrap this show up with something. My friends call me Rain Man with my memory on college stuff. And it hit me tonight. I was like, I think my first ever college stand-up show for the Frat Boys of Comedy that I used to do, I think it was August 28th, 2008. In my head, I was like, I think it's August 28th, 2008. I was off by a day because I kept a little journal. I wanted to read some of this stuff. It's pretty funny. Or like, I think it's like, it'll lead into some of these stories. August 29th. So this was day 3 on the road. I hadn't done a show yet. So I wrote this August 29th, 2008. This is before all the social media guys. You'd actually write stuff down. I know, it's crazy. 3:30 a.m. I'm just writing bombed. We performed our first show tonight. It was like a scene from the Nerds movies. It was in the basement of a frat house that only had 12 guys. They were the most goober-looking dudes I've ever seen. But the show was great and they loved us. We did a total of about 90 minutes of comedy and they really loved the dirty bits. It was small and intimate, but we had a lot of fun. We sold a few t-shirts and overall great experience. Tonight I'm crashing at the Delta Sig house. By the way, this is University of Illinois. And that's my national fraternity. I was a Delta Sig at St. Louis U, FYI. Anyway, I'm crashing at the Delta Sig house in a basement room that looks like something that should be straight out of a Silence of the Lambs movie. Silence of the Lambs movie. We also went to the bars and I was called a pussy for my Slew Balls t-shirt. It's amazing how stereotypical these college kids are. And the scene here at University of Illinois is pretty ridiculous and every student is such a stereotypical drunk. The girls are all hot and dressed like whores. All the dudes here have no common sense. A kid tonight asked me where St. Louis was. I felt this was amazing considering it's only 3 hours south of here. Anyway, I'm tired and need to crash. Okay, so 3 days later, day 6 on the road, September 1st, 2008. This is the last one I'll read. I'm back in St. Louis. Last night was the first night I slept in a bed in 5 days. It's great to be back with my college buddies in St. Louis, but it's still crazy as hell. They always want to go out and party, which is exactly what I've already been doing on the road. This past weekend, I had 2 comedy shows that were so drastically different. The first one was in front of a total of 16 Lutheran nerds at their fraternity. The second was on the front porch of the Delta Sigs that had about 100 people on the front lawn. I wasn't prepared at all, but I still think it went overall very well. I think it's going to be easy to get these kids to laugh on tour, which it really was. These crazy college towns are so different from LA. It's just a college town in the middle of nowhere. Champaign, Illinois is literally a cornfield of a town, yet it's very refreshing to get away from the LA scene. It'll be interesting to see how I feel about this in 2 months. These towns are full of stereotypical college kids. I'll be curious to see if each town is different or if they're all the same. Well, a lot of them are the same. That's what I learned. It was an experience. I don't know how many college shows I did over those few years from like 2008 to 2012, but I don't know, 50. But a lot of the college towns are the same. They are. Didn't matter whether I was at University of Illinois, Southern Illinois University, Western Illinois, Mizzou, Purdue. I did a lot of Big Ten schools, by the way. A lot of Big Ten schools on those tours. It's all very similar. And it's crazy to think I was just sleeping at the frat house too. Getting bombed all the time. I remember I had a spreadsheet because I can be dorky like that. I was keeping track of what nights I got drunk. And I swear at one point it was like 30 something days out of like 33 out of like 85 days I was drunk. And kind of St. Louis was kind of my hub because, all my college buddies still live there. And it was always within like 4 or 5 hours of all my shows. So like I would like, that would be like my kind of like hub city. It's kind of like a flight attendant. They have like their hub city. But dude, I remember that first show in front of these Lutheran kids. We were in the basement. No lie, it was like 12 to 16 kids. And a couple had girlfriends. And there's no booze. It's a Lutheran fraternity. I don't even know how I ended up booking this. There's a Lutheran fraternity. And we just went out and the guy I was doing the tour with, we just did our thing. And just like, they love the raunchy stuff. These tours made me good with crowd work. That's the truth. Like I really honed that skill. I didn't have that skill before. Really, really got me good with crowd work. But God, I would just wake up and I'd be like, what happened last night? Because the kids would take you to the bars after the show, or you'd stay in the frat house and they would just get you bombed. I mean, bombed. I still have never looked at the footage. I've told you guys this. We filmed a lot. We were going to do a documentary when I did one of these tours in 2010. And I have it on the mini tapes. The mini tapes are in a box here somewhere. God knows what's on that. 15 years ago. Maybe I'll let my kids watch it someday. Who knows what's on that? But these little mini tapes. We went around. We filmed it. I don't even know what's on that. I don't even like. Are kids even in fraternities? Does the Greek system even exist now, or did that get canceled too? Again, it's like a time capsule. I don't know. It's weird. I got so fat on that tour too. I remember that. I remember I came back to LA. I was like 20, and for me, I'm not a big guy. I was like 25 pounds heavier. And it showed. Because for me, when I put on weight, it definitely always goes to my face. good times though, man. That is the one thing I love when I see college sports on, because a lot of times I've been to that town. Like these frat tours, they gave me access to these towns I would never go. You would never go to. You would never go to. Like if I pulled up, let's just do it right now. Let's just do it right now. There's college football games on right now, right? College football games on tonight. I'm just gonna pull up the scores and let's see. Just out of curiosity, how many of these college towns? No, I don't want top 25. Sorry. How many of these teams playing did I go see? I'm sorry, did I perform at? Okay, right now, let's just pull up the scores. What do we got here? Sorry, why is this doing this? Real quick, guys. Sorry about this. Okay. All right. Jacksonville State, University of Central Florida. No, I've not been to either. Nebraska, Cincinnati. Okay, I'm from Cincinnati. Yeah. Nebraska. Yeah, I've talked about it. We had a scheduled show. Literally didn't have to perform. The guy got so drunk. The president of the frat got so drunk. They paid me $1,000 to not perform. So yeah, Nebraska, been there. Lincoln, Miami of Ohio, performed there. They're playing Wisconsin. Did not perform there. Boise State, USF, no. Ohio, Rutgers, no. It's not as many as I thought. ECU, NC State, no. Who is this? Delaware State and Delaware, no. Townsend, Norfolk State, no. Mizzou, yes. So even just tonight's games, I've performed. Oh man, the Mizzou was a fun story. That was we brought back we had a couple sorority girls and we brought them back from the frat house, and we had a room at a Holiday Inn, and we jumped the fence. It was closed to get in the hot tub, and then you know how it goes. And then I remember I ended up hooking up with this like sorority girl, and then in the morning she's like, "I got a boyfriend," and I was like 27 or 28. I was like, "Well, no big deal. Like I'm literally leaving town today." And I remember just dropping her off at her sorority house and being like, "It's not a bad life." I remember being like, "It's not a bad life. Party, hook up with a sorority girl and just leave." That's Columbia, Missouri, middle of nowhere. Classic. And then another one, like that's a few hours away from St. Louis, but like Columbia, Missouri, middle of nowhere. Then just go to the next town and try to repeat the exact same thing. It was fun, man. It's a lot of fun, especially when you're young, in your 20s. But now I'm a old dad, an old gray-haired dad, trying to discipline a 2.5-year-old. Okay, we got a hotline, don't we? We got a hotline. Let's pull it up. The Andy Ruther Show hotline is 859-935-0078. Give a ring. If you've ever had a 2.5-year-old, a toddler, guys, I need all the help I can get. Can I get some calls? Can I get some advice on this? How do I discipline this kid? What do you do? Any tricks? I need all I can get, because again, my mom's coming to me in my dreams just to lecture me about shit that doesn't make sense. She's not helping me right now. Again, the hotline, it's always in the description of the show. 859-935-0078. Rate, review, subscribe. You guys know. We're all podcasts are available. YouTube, Twitter. I'm trying to do all of them. All right, guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Have a lovely week. Peace.